Over the past decade, lithium batteries have become a tremendous part of all of our lives, daily. For us personally, cameras, computers, smartphones, even the home security system at our house in Alaska is wireless and uses lithium. And then I'm not even touching the whole slew of lithium components that we have associated with our life of camping full time. In this video, we are installing a gigantic 460 amp hour single battery into our brand new travel trailer. And you know what the good news is? You don't have to debate on, is it worth getting lithium anymore? Because the price has come down over the years. So yes, it is now 110% worth upgrading to lithium batteries in your camper. And this leaves people asking a whole mess of questions about how do I do it and what do I do? So in this video, I'm going to share some overall benefits of lithium batteries and the upgrade. We'll show you how we installed them in this brand new travel trailer. And if you are kind of a experienced when it comes to 12 volt and battery stuff and you don't need to listen to the benefits, look below and you will see chapters so you can skip straight to where I chat about the installation. And also in the video description below, you will find a link and discount code to the LiTime website so you can grab a 6% discount on your own lithium battery and solve so many of the minuscule problems that we have dealt with for decades in RVs and with lead acid batteries. Before sharing how we upgraded to lithium in this travel trailer, I wanted to give you some of the benefits to lithium, and there are quite a few. So, number one, and there's so many, I'm going to read them off my list here. Firstly, you can completely discharge them. When compared to lead acid batteries, this almost doubles your battery power. And also, there is no charge memory, meaning it's not necessary to run the batteries all the way down like lead acids before you charge them. No, that is not necessary on lead acids, but it does help you get a lot longer life out of those batteries. See, their increased number of charge cycles makes lithium batteries last up to 10 years. You know, we were replacing batteries in that motorhome every 2 to 3 years. We still have the same 300 amp hours of lithium in Denny, which is sitting over in Europe while we're stateside right now. Lithium batteries, they do not emit dangerous gases, so you can mount them inside your camper. This is great because, let's face it, for many, many years, they're still a little pricey, but it's come down a lot. But they have been very expensive, so you kind of want to protect your interests. Another thing is that lithium batteries will not charge in sub-freezing temperatures. They'll discharge, but not charge. So we opted to move the battery inside, but there is good news. Over the past 5 years or so, there are now heated lithium batteries. So if you wanted to stick 2 batteries right there in the tongue of that trailer, they're heated, you can camp in cold temperatures, you will be just fine. We opted for the massive single 460 amp hour just because I love power and I love being off-grid in nature. And that's one of the things I look forward to the most when it comes to returning home to America from our travels in Europe. The nature in the Western states is pretty amazing. One last thought on that aspect of lithium batteries is that they are completely sealed. So you're not gonna have to be cleaning battery terminals anymore. It's just hook it up, make sure it's tight, and you will be good. What else do we have here? Oh, lithium batteries. They're like 20 to 25% the weight of a regular lead acid battery. So to break it down, there were 2 100 amp hour lead acid batteries in there. We upgraded to a 460 amp hour lithium, and the battery, more or less, give or take a few pounds, weighs exactly the same. That's massive. And it's massive because we now have over 4 times more battery capacity. Before we jump into the installation part of this video, I'd like you to take this as an inspirational installation video, not a precise installation video. And I say that because the odds that our RV is going to be exactly like yours are pretty slim. Yeah, there are a lot of similarities with travel trailers, but you're gonna have to evaluate your own system. And I also say that because you're dealing with electricity. So there always is an element of risk, and I can hold my own with it, 12 volt, and I'm comfortable, but you need to kind of, it would help. It's not rocket science, just to maybe watch a handful of YouTube videos on how to make cables, crimping, and all that good stuff, and then the general principles of 12 volt electricity. What kind of RV are we working with for this installation video? That is a Flagstaff 2024 E-Pro, also known as GeoPros. Slight color changes, but essentially the same damn thing. Forest River makes them, and yeah, they're a good mid price range, mid quality travel trailer, and it was towable with a 4Runner. One of the most common things people want to know is their RV compatible with lithium? And the components that need to be compatible would be your battery charger. They also tend to call it a converter on mainstream RVs, your DC to DC charger, and your solar charger. Some auto detect and are compatible, but it seems like the vast majority of them, you need to go into the settings and adjust the parameters, because lithium batteries charge differently than lead acid batteries. So as time goes on, you will find more and more compatible lithium components in these things. Let's show what we are working with specifically on this camper. So right here's our panel for the WFCO battery charger and converter. And clearly it says lead acid lithium auto detect. So that one was pretty easy. Like, just literally it worked. Over here, oh no, that's the thermostat. There it is. That's the Go Power solar charge controller. Not my favorite thing in the world, to be honest, but simple settings adjustment, I was able to switch it over to lithium. Like I mentioned, 460 amp hour single battery underneath the bed in the pass-through. Simple tools. I did order some wire crimpers off of Amazon, and those arrived. Some minor woodworking, I just had to cut a few things that was needed, and our friend and staffer Josh lent me some tools so I can cut wood. And for the straggler stuff, Beck's dad Steve lent us some tools as well. I can't say enough thanks to them for all that help, because I feel kind of naked having all my tools either in Europe inside Denny or up in Alaska. But I'm slowly building up a third toolkit. Just give me time. Okay, the installation. I have the B-roll, but it literally was that simple. I don't necessarily even need to go too much step by step, because I'd like to empower you to figure things out for yourself. But essentially, put the battery inside. The wires from the previous battery location needed to get put inside, so we drilled holes through the floor in appropriate places, and then we routed the wires up through there. I do want to put a little disclaimer out there that I probably could have just taken all that wiring from outside and in the tongue and moved it inside. That probably would, I know, that would have been the better route, but I just did not have the time. We had to get back out here to Oregon for work. But it is legitly done. And after chatting with our friend Dan, an electrical engineer, he advised and jogged my memory that we probably should relocate the breaker that should be within like 18 inches of the battery itself inside, because it then had a longer run on out for the positive wire. So you want to have that breaker as close to the battery as possible. Another thing that I was concerned about was the small amount of current that comes from the 4Runner's alternator through the toe plug connector. After brainstorming this with Dan, we kind of came up to the conclusion that it ultimately doesn't really matter, because you're not going to get, like, 14.4 is give or take the max voltage that a lithium battery should be taking in or get up to. But I say that because there's no way the 4Runner's alternator is going to put out 14.4 volts. I don't want to make it seem too overly simplified, but it literally was just mark the spot, cut some pieces of wood, make some wires, route the wires, and get a couple eyes and a tie down ratchet to secure the battery in place. That was literally it. Okay, that's a wrap. Got comfortable clothes on, time to start editing. Thank you so much for joining me on this educational video. Also, a big shout out to LiTime for sending us a beast of a 460 amp hour battery. We're really looking forward to putting it to good use as we work our way south for the winter through the wilds of the American West. I gotta love it out here. Make sure you head over to the LiTime website and you'll find a promo code in the video description below for a 6% discount. And I just gotta say, check that website out because they have a lot of good stuff and you could pretty much outfit your vehicle's electrical system all off their website. So check it out. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you on the road.